It's Adam and Kevin, the gods of nerd heaven. They'll be making sure that everyone's heard 'em. They're taking back nerdom.
It's Adam and Kevin, the gods of nerd heaven. It's a fucking good theme song.
Yeah.
Good song.
Great song.
It's time to take back nerdom. We're taking back nerdom. Big news today. We are updating you on the WandaVision. WandaVision just came out. The latest episode just came out. Holy crap. A lot of people complaining, saying, it's a slow burn again. But that ending, the episode was good. Why are people complaining?
I don't know. I think because the past episodes have honestly been kind of like a slow burn. So they want so much at one time right now.
Yeah.
But honestly, they gave us a lot in this episode.
They really did. And they're acting. Well, one of the complaints was they spent too much time at stop signs and stuff and stoplights.
Well, I mean, if you're focusing on that, then you're not paying attention to the show. That's just my opinion. I mean, look what we got out of all this. And spoilers for people that haven't seen it. If you haven't seen this episode, don't maybe wait till after you do, then watch us, because we're going to probably drop a lot of spoilers because we did see it, and that's what we're here to talk about.
So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Spoiler. Are you doing it?
Oh, you want me to drop it?
Go ahead, drop the spoiler.
Okay, I was leaning on you. Okay. First part of it is, what did we learn? What is the biggest thing we learned about this episode?
We learned that there is a villain who is not Wanda.
Yes, it's Agatha. Okay, Agatha. For people that don't know, don't watch Marvel comic. Don't read Marvel comics or anything like that. Is a witch. She was kind of a good and bad witch in the comic books. She did mentor Wanda in the comic books, and she helped out a lot with I do believe they're called the Inhumans. And, she normally kind of followed the works of her master Mephisto, which was always confusing to me because in the comic books, Mephisto is kind of evil. So I always wondered why she was doing good deeds. But long story short, she's here. She's kind of made herself kind of known. And it looks like from the episode, she's sort of manipulating Wanda. I noticed there at the end how that purple haze went around Wanda a little bit. I'm going to ask y'all, do y'all think Wanda is being, how she's being kind of cruel and cold-hearted to everybody? Do you think that's all her generally? Or do you think now that you've seen this, that maybe this is the cruel side of Wanda is manifesting through the manipulation that Agatha's causing? What about you, Adam?
I get, you know what? It does leave a lot of questions to how Wanda's been acting. You're right. That is kind of just the whole, because it's like, well, if she's controlling everything, why is Wanda still saying things like, "Oh, I'm the villain," and and it's just kind of weird. I don't know. There's certain questions that are left raised, but I was blown away by the fact that Agatha Harkness was actually the villain, especially because the last episode gave us that swerve that she was under Wanda's spell.
Yeah, and another thing that I was kind of weirded out by that kind of caught me for a loop is the way they did a good job on last episode of making her look like she was part of the victims.
Yes.
When Vision come in to look at her and she had the tears. We were saying a few shows back that Agatha was a witch and maybe she plays a role in this. But I'm going to be honest. When I seen this last episode, I was like, you know what? Maybe she's a red herring. They're not going to really use her at all in that capacity. They're just making a nod to the name in the comic books. But they did a really good job of faking people out that know that character. And at the end, I love the little way they did kind of like the sitcom like sing along at the end, how she's the villain and they just kind of did a quick run through of everything she's done.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And it begs the question, what is her purpose? Wanda's got a big reality that she's created in this bubble. She's even expanded it to save Vision. And you can tell in the show it's taxing her. Definitely taxing her. She's about reaching her limit. And what is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of Agatha being here keeping Wanda in this bubble? What is it?
To feed off her energy.
See, that could be one. And can we now pretty much say at this point that the Quicksilver we're seeing is legitimately the Fox Quicksilver? Can we say that? Is it like a
Wait.
now, like, is there a percentage? Like, Adam, if you were going to give me a percentage between, 10%, 20%, 50%, or 100%, where do you line up on thinking that this is the legitimate Fox X-Men Quicksilver?
What if they do a double swerve on us? What if Evan Peters' character is like is being what I'm saying, embodied? I can't think of the word. What if Evan Peters' character is Mephisto but is Quicksilver?
So you think maybe he's Mephisto, like parading around as Quicksilver?
I think what if like Mephisto can Mephisto like harness people?
I would believe so. I mean, he
Like
controls
what if
souls and
yeah,
stuff.
what
I
if
think
what
he's
if
able to-
like it's what if he's Mephisto, but it's Mephisto controlling a different universe's Quicksilver. And maybe Mephisto, maybe Agatha Harkness is trying to summon Mephisto from a different universe or whatever.
It's possible.
And because she's doing some sort of black magic spell. Oh, that's what it is. That's why she's there. That's why they're trying to create.
Well, there is.
She's trying to make Wanda create the multiverse. She wants to make the multiverse to get Mephisto, to summon Mephisto, I guess.
Maybe he's trapped somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe the ancient one. Maybe that's why this is always going to tie back to Doctor Strange. Maybe the ancient one a long time ago had to use a lot of powers to seal him away, and maybe now that I guess she feels she can't do this to Doctor Strange, he's too smart. Yeah. Maybe he's too well aware of things. Maybe now that they found Wanda and she's less knowledgeable about the magic realm out in Marvel, maybe they just noticed that she has these abilities and they're distracting her on one end by helping her get what she wants, which she wants a family, obviously. She wants a nice neighborhood. She wants friends. She wants vision. So maybe they're using this as a ruse on Wanda, and while in the background taxing her in other ways to get what they want. Like Wanda is the catalyst. That's what they're using her as. They're using her as some sort of an energy source to get their needs.
And then, why would she let the reveal happen? Because of the whole photon. You think Photon's kind of like her coming in and having kind of powers? Because that's I just messed up that reveal. But yeah, Photon is finally basically revealed to have powers. Monica Rambeau, she kind of displays the fact that her eyes can glow. We haven't seen her. She didn't use powers, did she? It was just.
Yes, she did. She actually resisted Wanda's energy.
Oh,
and she floated for a second.
Okay,
and then she landed.
Yeah.
She caught herself when she landed. Did the superhero landing with the whole, But if anyone doesn't know her powers, and she's known as Photon, but she also takes the moniker of Spectrum. A lot of people know her famously for being in the group called the Ultimates. And that group comprised of Captain Marvel, Spectrum, Blue Marvel, which is Adam Brashear. I think Black Panther was in it a little bit, and there was one other character. You'll have to quote me later, but it was a female character. I can't remember her name. But the whole thing about Spectrum, her powers and abilities, she can any energy she has, she can transform into that energy form, and she can fly. She has superhuman speed. She can move and take the variance of that energy, which means she can also be incorporeal. Now, in the comic books, she actually lost her powers. I don't know if she's regained them since this, but she lost her powers, allowing Vision to enter this domain that he needed to enter back into. And reading that comic, I'm not saying this, but maybe if they don't plan on using Monica Rambeau with her powers going forward, and maybe still using the character but not the powers, this may be how Vision gets his powers and himself back.
Yeah.
Because she got these powers in the show through her body's physical, going through that field over and over. It warped her.
Yeah.
Well, I think Agatha had to present herself because if Agatha can sense abilities, maybe somehow, maybe she realizes that now that Monica can absorb energy now, she can do all these things. She poses a real viable threat to them being able to do what they're after and needing to do.
Like I said, more questions than answers.
And then she used Quicksilver at the end to go take out Monica.
Oh, did he take her out? Oh,
no, but he come up and said a Snoop's a Snoop.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I mean, and that could
is that threatening, or is that kind of him being jokey?
Or he could be yeah. See, that's another red herring. Is he there under the guys like you say, Mephisto, and working for him and Agatha because they're going to be working together, obviously, or is he just around town? I mean, the idea still exists. Hey, how do they bring the mutants into this universe? To me, once the Infinity Stones went bye-bye, which they're not, for people that don't know this, the Infinity Stones are not really gone. They were reduced to atoms, but like in the comic books, you can find them atoms. You can re-harness the Infinity Stones. So they're still there.
Yeah.
And what I'm thinking is, and I'm still going to go with this theory, is for me, that is the Fox mutant. That is the mutant Quicksilver. And that she wanted to see her brother so bad that she willed him there. And it pulled the first or closest version of him, which is maybe the Fox universe one. Because it would also explain how Fox's or Sony's the other Spider-Man that would come into the other Spider-Man movie, it would explain why they're there too. Something had to pull them from different universes. We know they're not in this one.
This is gonna be insane, dude. It was kind of scary. You know what's funny? I thought for a brief moment I did not think she was gonna end up being Agnes.
See, I didn't think so either, especially last episode. For a brief moment,
you know, we had exactly. The last episode really made us go, oh, she's not.
Yeah.
But you kind of had a feeling she was somehow able to be self-aware thanks to other episodes. So it's kind of confusing. And I thought maybe, dude, when Wanda was walking down to the basement, I thought there was going to be this reveal that character, that some of the characters are like breaking the spell. And I thought we were going to see butchered children. I thought we were going to see that Agatha had like gone crazy for being under fucking Wanda's spell and murdered the kids.
Hey,
hey, they're gone.
Like people under the stairs type thing.
Well, because I saw like red, like I thought I saw like red blood on one of the there was like she was walking by like a curtain. It's like a white curtain and it looked like there was like blood on it or whatever. Like maybe she killed somebody.
So, but you know what? You know, in the comics,
what was that book?
In the comics, Mephisto, Wanda reached out into Mephisto's area to will her two kids to exist, and then later on, he snapped his powers back.
Yeah, and wiped them, and they were dead.
Yeah. Well, what if they're not doing it like this, but they're going to use it in another way? What if the kids are gone?
Yeah.
What if Agatha got a hold of them two kids because there was a lot of power in them kids? Not only did Wanda create herself two kids, but she created them with powers. So imagine each one of these kids are probably walking, talking like magical batteries of untold power. What if there's some way she took them and absorbed them somehow to help make whatever she's doing? Because you don't see where they're at. They're gone.
No, exactly. It's right after that kid was like, "You're empty inside." To Agatha, and that was creepy. You're empty inside. It's so insane. I don't know what to think.
My theory is still going to be Mephisto, and I'm going to throw a Nightmare out there as the ace in the hole. Mephisto or Nightmare is tugging the strings, and I wouldn't say string like trolling, but is working with Agatha. And I'm going to shoot this out there too. Baron Mordo from the first Doctor Strange might be playing a role in this too. So this might all be a trap for Doctor Strange for all we know. Maybe they're doing all this to get Doctor Strange's attention, to get him right where they want him. And with all these extra powers they have, with they can manipulate Wanda to attack him, have Agatha attack him, and maybe even Baron Mordo, or maybe even Mephisto or Nightmare, whoever it is. because that's what they said. Doctor Strange is the guy keeping our reality in check. He's the guy saving it. So what if this all is a trap for Doctor Strange? Maybe this ain't really about Wanda. Maybe Wanda's just being used as a pawn in all this.
It should be, and that's gonna make it even crazier. It's never even about me. It's about someone else always. Well, apparently, in what apparently might be a deleted scene, the script was released for a deleted scene where Wanda, she goes. The reason she takes Vision's body is she has like this big argument with some of the people there about how. What about where's Vision's memorial? You know, Tony Stark is great. He's dead, but there's other people that died, not just Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So she and that's when she takes the body in the deleted scene.
Didn't they say in the show though that they had almost found a way to reconstitute him, and that Wanda didn't know that when she took him? Didn't Darcy or one of them having a conversation? I thought they said that.
Maybe she did not do that.
I mean, because they had him for a reason.
But think about it. Who else came back to life? Essentially, kind of. Quicksilver. Quicksilver's dead. Who's controlling her? Agatha. So Agatha, I think, brought Vision back to life to keep Wanda in this space.
Agatha might be using her powers to bolster Wanda's powers, making Wanda think she's doing it when she's really not.
Yes.
Making Wanda believe she's more powerful than what she is.
Yes.
And meanwhile draining her at the same time of the stuff she needs.
What was that book? What's that book? Is that just like a spell book, or is it a iconic book in the comics?
Honestly, I don't know offhand what that book is, but if I was going to put $10 on it, or if I was going to put a bet on it, I bet that book is somewhere in the comics. Yeah, that's why they made a big deal of it. They wanted fans to go.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I have read some of the stories on some of these characters, but I'm not super versed in them. So some of these, like Agatha, I only known of her because I've seen her a few times in a couple of the Wanda comic books with Wanda in it.
Yeah.
And I think there was a brief time where she was watching the Fantastic Four's kids for a little bit, like a nanny. But she was never depicted as a young person. She was always depicted as this old maid-looking woman. And so, I mean, I never really got a chance to read much on her, but I do know that she mentors Wanda in the comics. And she normally does the right thing most of the times, even though she gets a lot of her powers from Mephisto and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and you know how they do in the show. They always take a character and kind of do it their own way. So the comic books is good to read on this to kind of have an idea what the character's about or what they can do. But there's no telling how they're going to use Agatha. Agatha might be the big bad. Maybe there is Mephisto.
Oh, maybe she's just.
Maybe there's no Mephisto.
Maybe she's just the big bad.
Maybe she is. Maybe they just made her. They've done that. I mean, they've done things like this before.
Yeah.
Where they'll take a character. Look what they did with the Mandarin.
Right.
You know, Mandarin's pretty bad in the comic books, and here he is as an actor, and you know, then they turn around and said that Killian was the Mandarin, which is not even the Mandarin at all. So I mean, who knows? I mean, it's a big twist, but at least now we have an idea of where this is going. At least now, and I'm gonna hope and believe, because I like Wanda's character, and I hope they get to use her a lot going forward. I'm hoping that all this anguish that she's showing and cold-heartedness is not her 100%. I'm hoping a lot of it is from her being manipulated by Agatha.
Here's my thought. So here's my theory of what we're gonna expect the story to be of this whole thing. I think Agatha is the person of interest that started this whole investigation. Okay. Because you know there's this whole thing. The whole reason why they went to that town, it was because they were looking for somebody. They were looking for whoever they're under. What's it called when you're like in hiding? And you're like you get moved and relocated, and your name changes.
Oh man, I know what you're talking about, when they put somebody in the police do it and they had a witness.
Yes,
man.
Anyways,
If you'd asked me this walking down the road, I probably
we don't know who that
is.
we don't know who that is. We don't know who this character is. They've not said who the character is, who this character is that was hidden in this town. I think it was Agatha.
You think so?
Yeah, and I think Wanda goes to this town. Maybe she's lured, but I think she goes to this town, creates this bubble where like the police can't get to this chick when she doesn't have to check in, and now they're having a conflict in magic where maybe she's manipulating this to stay this way and make it chaos, but because she's just naturally evil. Agatha Harkness. But I think the chaos and the pain and like I don't think Wanda wanted all that to happen because she doesn't know how it started. I guess I can't fucking explain it, man. It's so hard to explain. But you hear what I'm trying to say.
Well,
like maybe she was there and she just was able to break Wanda's, but she's just evil, and so she's able to keep the evil going. Like she just wants this.
Well, the reason why I say and I think Wanda's not this benevolent is just all we can do is look at all the time she's been on the movies or been on the show, right? Remember when she was with that secondary unit Captain America made?
Yeah.
And she accidentally busted the side of a building and hurt people? Remember how she generally felt like she looked real sad and remorseful? To me, she's always shown a side of empathy and concern for people around her. She's always been this way.
Yeah.
I mean, she's only vented her anger directly at certain people. Like obviously Thanos, you took everything from me. That's the only person she's shown true hate for. It's straight up hate. And that's why I say I don't think she's totally this maniacal. But I think she feels it and it's being extended out.
Amplified by Agatha.
So
her pain is being amplified by Agatha, basically making her hormonal.
Because think about it. Well, no, think about it. Scarlet Witch, she hasn't really had any training with her powers. She really hasn't.
She's been tortured by Hydra. Tortured by Hydra, and that's it.
Yeah, but what magical beings went out here and said, this is how you do this, how you control this? So to me, she might have all this power, but she has no way to defend off against other magic because she doesn't know how to. So how hard would it really be for Agatha to control her? Probably not hard at all.
Maybe it ends.
She doesn't know how to block it. She probably doesn't even know that it's happening to her.
It ends with Doctor Strange coming to save the day and telling Wanda he'll help her train her magic. And then Wanda becomes the villain in the new movie because she misses her kids. Her kids are gone. Maybe she misses Vision. She wants to bring them back. And there we go, multiverse of madness. She knows how to bring them back by bringing in this multiverse. She learns it by learning under Doctor Strange. But her grief just, she's basically dealing with a second wind of grief that now she can control her magic and creates the multiverse.
Yeah, or like I said, maybe when she finds out what happens to her kids, she just goes insane. And when she does, she releases so much energy, it busts a hole into all these other universes and causes the multiverse of madness. And then once she realizes what she's done, she's just helpless. And then Doctor Strange comes in and goes, look, I'll help you with this, but I'm going to need your help with that. It's like, I'll get you back on your feet, but all this stuff right here, it's a bit much. I haven't learned this myself yet,
It's a bit much.
Yeah. Hey, Dormammu, I'm gonna come bug you again unless you tell me how to fix this.
Oh, geez. Well, this was like a decent. This is a long episode, but we had a lot to talk about. This Wanda episode 7 breakdown. Can't wait for episode 8 and 9. The rumor is that they're going to be an hour long. But I mean, they said that this one might be an hour long too, and it was, again, 30 minutes. Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that we get 2 hour-long, finales.
Yeah.
But who knows? And then I think it's a week break. Technically, it's like how they made WandaVision, but a week break, and then we're on to Falcon and Winter Soldier. And
I got some questions too for everybody listening to our show today. Here's question number 1. We've already come up with it, but I'm going to do a rundown. Is that the Fox Quicksilver? Is that a mutant that was pulled from another multiverse, and that's going to be how the mutants get here through the multiverse of madness? That's 1. Second question is Agatha the main villain, or is Mephisto and Nightmare who she's working for. Third question is Darcy here? Because that is a red herring to the idea we're going to get Vision back. Maybe she's the technological guru that fills in the blanks when this is over and gets him back on his feet with Siri. And then the fourth question. Fourth question.
I'm trying to make it. Apparently, if you make a thumbnail with your mouth open, it makes people click more. It's a part of the algorithm.
Really?
It's part of the YouTube algorithm. I just learned it from a YouTube creator. They said literally that's why they have to put this person with their mouth open all the time to make the algorithm click. So I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to get a good thumbnail ready.
And then the next question is Baron Mordor actually involved in this in the background? Is this all a trap for Doctor Strange? And that's my questions I'd like y'all in the comment section maybe to give us your thoughts on, and if you think any of that might roll into play.
Sorry about all those faces.
Oh, you're good.
I was trying to make us a good
Hey,
those are good questions though. Be sure to answer those questions, because when you answer those questions, you're asking questions. Every time you answer a question in Nerdum, you open another question, and that's what keeps Nerdum going.
Hey, and by doing that, you
help us. Well, you help us help you.
Yeah.
Take back Nerdum.
I go to art house cinemas several nights a week. I blog about the classics and buy the DVDs. Directors don't know who I am or care that I exist, but I defend their work for hours at parties when I'm pissed. Media, I gave you all the best years of my life. I tell the world about you on social network sites. When I'm not consuming you, I'm telling others too, and wishing I could hang around the people